Uh, hey, so good morning, Mama Bear. This is Wednesday, actually, or Thursday. You should probably get this by Friday so you enjoy it for March 8th. So the point of the video was really an apology, потому что мне надо извиниться за то, что я сказал, за то, что я сделал. Я, наверное, тебе испортил день, настроение и много чего, что I'm not happy about, but I figured I'd kind of sort of give you a little glimpse and synopsis of the real me so you have an idea of how honestly and sincerely sorry I am. So I had to put together a creative way to be able to express it directly. Um, Sam helped me out, gave me a couple ideas as well. So basically, every single time that we've had some sort of interaction, it was obviously, kind of sort of an ill-fated one for me. A lot of what I'm trying to say, I'm doing this off the cuff, so realistically, it's probably the toughest thing I've ever done because I've had to convey my feelings and express it to multiple different people, and then a lot of people don't understand my position in place. So I felt if I could apologize to one person in the world, it would be you because I certainly do find you to be amazing, attractive, beautiful. And I know that I hurt you and I didn't mean to. I know I said some really mean, evil, sick, sadistic shit. And it's not really me per se, but that's hard to kind of sort of express because you don't know me directly. Так что я думал, что как это правильно сделать, чтобы извиниться и показать, настоящие версии себя, is to put together kind of like a care package because I do genuinely care about you, which is crazy. That's kind of sort of another thing. So I put together kind of like a letter and a little gift care package that summarizes a lot of, my personality, explains to you what I was thinking about when putting together the stuff. The point is to show you that, I'm significantly different than, what I come off to be. And that, I'm guilty of that too. I'm a super hugely flawed, troubled individual too, but working through it and going through it. And what happened was basically a relapse after, a long time of finding out what's happening in my life and after getting sober. And being flustered and then not knowing how to communicate and deal with a lot of stuff is basically what ultimately ended up happening there. This is Sammy, my son. So I'm a single father of a Wookiee, a baby Wookiee that I love dearly. So, right, I mean, how can you possibly explain anything like that and embarrass yourself, more than I've already done? So the concept and the point of this video is basically to express my, apology sincerely and meaningfully in a way where you can see the real version of me, because I highly doubt that I could ever probably rekindle that relationship. And, obviously I messed that up royally. But I talked about this with my mom thoroughly, with my therapist and all that stuff. And so, if you really genuinely care about a person and you want to apologize, you got to do it in a thoughtful manner where it means something. So I don't know how else to say this to you, but I think I certainly kind of fell in love with you or the first time I met you, which was at Eric's house with Brittany. I remember you guys were sitting there playing with Plantic. So, my issue and thing is that I always had a problem with expressing my feelings and emotions directly with people, especially people that I like. So I always found you to be unrealistically beautiful. And so every single time we had these interactions, I was also in a terrible headspace because of a lot of stuff that I had going on legally, professionally, and all this other stuff. And I always, I don't know, thought about you from that kind of moment on. So that's the cat's kind of sort of out of the bag on that one. So it was necessary for me to do it in this way and kind of sort of put together some that gift is for you essentially. And I kind of wanted to do it in an interesting way where gives me a little bit of a way to express myself. Obviously, convey my apology and come off as genuine and as real as I could be. Because I doubt I have that chance with you in person because I screwed that up. I screwed up a lot of things, and then in many times a lot with a lot of individuals and said and done things that I didn't mean, and again, it comes from a place of a dark, traumas and issues and stuff like that that nobody gives you like a playbook and a rule book of how to handle your feelings and emotions. So that's what that was. That was a but bottled up, kind of sort of good and bad stuff happening at once, and not knowing how to deal with it, thinking I knew how to deal with it. I've dealt with the sobriety things. Got sober last year, January, so October, when basically I kind of sort of did I had that whole social media blow up and kind of sort of stuff that's going on in my mind. I was sober 10 months and then sober since then. Basically, what happened was, I had this mental breakdown and then, blew up. I had a fight with my pop and, got arrested and all this other stuff, went to jail and had a significant amount of time to think about my actions and then how I wanted to see my life, perceive it, how to pursue it, move forward, like what's, right, what's wrong. And then, I obviously knew that what I did or how I did it pertaining to you was absolutely incorrect and it was not the way that I wanted it ever to be. So this way, how can you ever approach a person or try to address an issue like that? So what I started doing is, the 100 and some odd days in jail, started literally writing a book and expressing my feelings and emotions. So, I have a pretty solid, 2 decades of partying and living this lifestyle that I'm tired of. It's over. It's not sustainable and it's not something that I want to be a part of because it turns into a monster. I got diagnosed as bipolar, so I have bipolar disorder, so I'm certainly a split level personality kind of thing, but it's in a good way. I'm a single child really, so growing up, I grew up in Kiev, or I should say, was born in Kiev and came here. My mom's Russian, my dad's Russian, my mom's Ukrainian, and so I grew up in that kind of household. As a single kid and then always having a lot of stuff, so I'm always very grateful for my parents and love them to death. They're probably, if I didn't have them I wouldn't be alive anyway, because a lot of the circumstances that I should not be alive. So for me to make this video at this point to convey how I feel to somebody after what happened to me, it's absolutely essential because I wouldn't feel complete as a man if I couldn't tell somebody how I feel, and then people judge you based on what they see, and I don't necessarily feel that that's appropriate, even if you know all the circumstances and facts. But I have to apologize to everybody, but you specifically because we don't even really know each other, and I offended you, and I don't know, maybe I came off. I don't know. I definitely came off inadequate. That goes without saying. So please accept my apology. I feel like this would be the most proper, formal way to do it in order for me to show you the real me, give you an idea of what I have going on in my life, tell you a little bit about me, since I doubt I'll get that chance directly. So I felt it necessary to be able to put it together in this way where, you know, you see the real me. This was beyond what people may or may not tell you what you thought. So you know, brought up as a super Russian, and again, I mean, I said some really crazy, racy, sadistic stuff towards a lot of people, a lot of family, even towards my own. So I want to be able to say that that's unacceptable. And of course, as far as anything, I'm actually probably the most mixed individual anyway. So for me to be racist or say some crazy shit about anybody else's race or religion, I'm Jewish. I went to rehab in Israel, and literally, grandpapa was in a concentration camp. My grandmom's Muslim. And then the remaining part of the family is Protestant and Christian. So that's literally everything in one, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't condone racism or any kind of sort of hateful hatred stuff. But coming up, I guess maybe I harbored these little feelings of resentment and hatred in someone that kept like getting bottled up and bottled up and bottled up, and it just came out at the wrong time. When I basically had my relapse explosion, what happened was I just let my ego think that I got the best of you. So I got back. from a relationship with a business partner, stole millions of dollars of, and I'm still recouping from that, and that's gonna it's a whole process to be able to regain all that stuff. So that's a big effect when you start, from nothing and then making money and then not making money and then being told that being dazzled in there's larceny, like people stealing millions of dollars from you. That's going to have an effect on you. So, you know, I was always very resourceful, very eager, creative, thoughtful, energetic, optimistic, encouraging, self-motivated growing up. And, parents, when they came here, they didn't have much. They didn't have, two dimes to rub together as far as I can put it together. But I always had to, they always gave me the essentials for me to go out and get what I need. So that's what I did. And then had a underlying kind of sort of, addiction issue that was brushing under the rug for a really long time, and then denying and denying and denying, and then you figure you start this business, it's successful and all that stuff, and then you have this ego trip thinking that the world owes you something or you did something special, which is not the case. And you learn the hard way. So I experienced the rude awakening in that matter, just growing up and experiencing success, failure, loss, tremendous loss. I started the business and then also lost two grandparents, three grandparents, friends, family, other family members, for a period of like 7, 8 years. And I had no, like, I was in the business working and then, kind of sort of numbing my feelings with other vices, thinking that that was the right way when it was the actual absolute opposite way. And then, it comes out in the craziest ways further down the line, or these recurring kind of sort of thoughts and processes that allow you to it gets the best of you. So, that's a part of what you experienced and saw. And again, I don't condone it. I don't know how I could explain what that was. That wasn't me. That was just the summary of all the negativity that I had comprised, and it just goes out and literally blows up in your face in the worst possible way. But yeah, so the best way that I could have mentally kind of sort of started organizing my thoughts and all that stuff is writing it down. You see it, and trust me, based on what you saw, I'm kind of sort of like a walk in the park in comparison to some of these characters in jail. I mean, I literally had to write about it and explain some of the stuff you see. Like I basically got a taste of my own medicine because I was spewing so much hatefulness and so much nonsense that you land in there, and you poison yourself with poison, and you what do you expect kind of situation. So yeah, I couldn't help but write it down. I have like 30, 40 pages just on just memories of like 20 years of stuff. I'm gonna call the book Two Decades of Debauchery. So I started partying and really having, getting into making money and partying lifestyle like around when I was 16 years old. So I'm 36. I got sober, along the ways. But 20 years of partying, that's it. I'm a cool cat. I'm on my last life. Клевый кот, но на последней жизни. Because it's a lot more serious than I thought, and then how it intertwines with why it means so much to me is because I finally thought I found a girl, a person that you seem to have so much in common with. So a lot of the stuff that I'm tying this into is because I thought that we would have something. We do have a lot, a lot in common. So I thought it would be great. And then, before obviously it happened as well. And then we never interacted. And then I got so excited when you accepted the friend request or the thing on LinkedIn. And then I can't, trust me, I felt like throwing up and regurgitating every single time I came back home for probably like a month straight after jail from watching what I did on social media. It's disgusting. It's absolutely just atrocious behavior, inexplicable. So that's another reason why I started writing a book, is that I know, I mean, I have a lot of apologies and amends to make. So for me to be able to do it in the right way, I wanted to write a book comprised of like 20 years of the stuff that I went through. I should not be alive. So I'm blessed in that sense. And I'm, mature enough to realize that. And so a lot of the only things you have to do is really read and reflect. Read, reflect, shit, shower, and basically spend time with. unscrupulous liars, cheaters, molesters, killers, rapers, and really kind of sort of figure that out. Whether or not, it's the place that you want to be in. It's certainly not. I mean, I don't wish jail on anybody, but if you were in there and you deserve to be in there, so be it. But again, I mean, I would never want to hurt you. That was never my intention. It came out completely and totally opposite of what I wanted it to look like. And so again, the idea was what's, behind an apology. An apology is something that has weight behind it. It has a little bit more meaning and heft behind it. So I put together some stuff that I think that you might appreciate. And as a token of my apology, or the way for me to be able to express my, generosity, and I'm a hugely open, generous person, very, very trusting, and that's probably one of my pitfalls is I trust a lot of people that I shouldn't, and then when everything's going great, all the flags are green, and at Six Flags, fantastic, but when there's shit hits the fan, everybody goes scram. It takes an effect on you. So that's also a big thing. Is that I had to realize certain things and then accept them, and then that's what this is. So acceptance, admitting you have an issue, and then when you're wrong is admitting it. So I know I admit that I'm wrong and I would never want to intentionally hurt you, and then I felt like this would be the best way for me to do that. Because if I were to approach you, or anybody after that matter, I'm a lunatic, and then I get it. I totally understand and agree. So but behind all that, I'm a really different, totally genuinely cool guy. Love to read, love animals. That's probably the cool, the most awesomest thing I have. I have a house and all this cool stuff. There's nobody really to share it with in terms of like a life partner. So for me, literally, when I always saw or interacted with like you would be personally somebody that I'm like, man, I would put a ring on it every single day if I can. And so the premise behind a lot of these interesting little gifts and stuff like that is, thoughtfulness, creativeness, and then stuff that, that comes from, my point, perspective of thinking, and it's like more of a genuine approach. So that gift is literally for you. It's almost like a truth and dare game. I'm going to be super truthful and then, convey it to you like that. I would never lie to you if I had the chance to. And so, in pursuit of that, I want to express a lot of, my feelings and emotions directly. I think this helps me also overcome a lot of fears too, because I genuinely, have had situations where I get butterflies. I get butterflies with you the second I saw you because you're so unbelievably stunningly gorgeous. And then I couldn't understand for, a long time why anybody would want to harm you or hurt you. And then you or your sister's also super cool, it seems like. And then, basically, you guys are keep getting bashed by, life, we'll call it. I'm not saying anybody in particular. And I couldn't understand it. I wouldn't want good hearted or good kind of people to insult them or to do anything bad to them, and then I turn around and do something ridiculously stupid out of left field that has no. It seems crazy. So for me to be able to apologize in a direct way, I wanted to put together stuff that I think that shows you that who I am a little bit more as an individual. So I'm gonna rattle it off, kind of sort of explain the thought process behind it. Hope you enjoy the day. Obviously, happy International Women's Day for March 8th. It's Thursday. You're going to get it tomorrow, but for you to enjoy it on Saturday. So please accept the gift and the apology in a form of way where it's meaningful enough. Like, I don't know if an apology was just one little size, one thing, it's easier to do that. But because I feel like I messed up so big, I needed to apologize in a way where it can convey itself that way. So I thought it would be decent to, you know, if I couldn't literally put a ring on it, I figured you could practice around with one of these, enjoy it, ring pop the question because I thought about that and fantasized about what it would like to be, to have a family and kids and stuff like that. Me personally, I want two boys and two girls if God permits it or allows it. But yeah, it's like I said. I mean, I with a lot of the stuff that I think we had in common, it's like your marriage material almost. But I don't know, and I also don't know you really specifically, but I know that I wouldn't want to hurt you, and I know that what I've seen or what I heard about you, and then a lot of the stuff that girls deal with. So for me, I thought it would be funny to kind of sort of flirt with that idea. The next little gift is really kind of simple. It's for me, for the life of it. I can't fix this thing. I can't. I didn't solve it yet. Maybe you can, but I'll make a promise that if you do solve it and you send me a picture, it'll unlock another gift. So premise behind this, though, I'm a fidgeter, so I work in behind the desk sales and calls and all that stuff too. So I always need something constantly to be able to keep my attention from you know, going off into into other areas unnecessary. But also a cool thing, I think that this would be a great gift for Max. My thing about that is I definitely, I think, pretty sure in pursuit of offending and upsetting a lot of people, your sister and Max as well. I think they're amazing. She should be an amazing mother. From what I see, Max looks like a great, amazing kid. So I thought it would be cool to have a good, positive, role model in his life and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, again, like that's your family, and I insulted you and your family, so I wanted to make a gift, something that maybe you, or if not, you could give to Max, so he could have. So this way, it's something interesting, keep his mind off of social media or whatever, but also to keep you kind of sort of busy in the office. Try it as many times. I can't fix it, so you tell me if it works for you or not. But the next kind of thing that I have for you, and I'm going to put all these things aside to make sure, is I want you to be able to test me out, see if it's in fact true, if it's real, if it's in there or not. And that's what I would tell you. I'm being truthful. So the truth and dare that I would say is I would always be truthful. I would never lie to you. So by putting all that stuff in the box, I'm saying that it's in there to the point of the gift box, mystery boxes. Is it really in there? It's not. So you could definitely see. And then, once it's in there, you'll see that it's almost like me for sure saying that uh, that's that's what you could expect of me is like I'm not willing to do have any more surprises or anything like that. uh, and I wanted to convey that as best possible. Um, I'm always a clumsy individual myself, and I always have Bluetooth and pods that I missed. So I figured that maybe that would be helpful for you. So I think you like black as far as a color, so I thought that this would be cool enough for you to have and then use just basically as a daily thing, anything to make my life easier. I'm always over, and I always also get very easily entertained by like tchotchkes and stuff like that. So this basically would be put together and then delivered to you in time for the holidays, so you can enjoy um, some of the stuff. This I'll put in there. It's actually something that I had made with you in mind, but long story short is I had a conversation with a buddy of mine that was going away for a really long time, and we had a chance to speak about life and death and meaning behind it and stuff like that. And I explained to him that I've royally screwed up with the girl that I really liked, um, and how do I go about possibly restoring that. And he gave me a lot of good words of wisdom. He said, "Tell her how you feel." And on top of that, we started being, friendly. And he ended up to be a tremendously good artist. So it's an art piece that I had made for you in with you in mind. Um, because I know I screwed up royally. Like once I came to, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't apologize like a true man. That's what my mom said. Is if this girl really means that much to you, and you got to apologize, but the apology's got to be worth its weight in gold. So that's the best way that I could come up with doing it. Because I'd much rather say something crazy than do something crazy. I'm crazy. I'm not stupid. And to say that I think I'm crazy over you is an understatement. But at this point, I don't know where we stand, but I felt this absolutely necessary in order for you to get a total understanding of my kind of sort of feelings and emotions. And I don't know if anybody ever has done that to you for you like this in this way, but couldn't put together a better way, or at least the starting point to be able to say, hey, look. So, a couple more things here. Be quick. It's a book, couple books. It's about Think and Grow Rich. It's about a lot of life approaches and how to be able to take bad situations and make them stronger into good ones. It applies to a lot of theories of how to create you know the opportunity for yourself. It is an old book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It served me well, gave me peace, mind, and solace, and helped me organize my thoughts when I was, in pretty much hell on earth, in a cage, in the zoo, locked up with animals for being an animal, for not being mature and old enough and man enough to admit my faults in order to avoid stuff like that. But I'm alive, I'm happy. I came out with my house, my family's still there, just nobody to share with. But yeah, so I'm a big reader. Knowledge is key for a lot of stuff. So Think and Grow Rich helped me assemble a lot of my thoughts and processes internally in order to be able to kind of sort of articulate myself and then put together a good enough. And I'm not sure that this apology is even good enough, really, because you shouldn't, again, what's an apology? How do you say sorry after an explosion like that? You can't. So how do you work that back? I don't even know if this works or not. I don't even know if you'll see this video, to be honest with you, until pretty much a couple of days after it's done. Alchemist, also one of the best top reads in the entire world. It brought me peace, mind, and solace. Reminded me a lot about myself, and then you know how I feel about life, relationships, you or any other female that I definitely found attractive, and then just ruin the relationships, you know, because I didn't know how to properly communicate it, didn't know how to properly, address my emotions and stuff like that, and then chose to numb myself with vices, poison, but real poison for 20 years. So I tip my hat to you if you have some sort of negative thoughts or traumas that you're overcoming, or trust issues, or situations where you feel like you're alone. Please, I'm there. I was there. I still am there. So this is one of the best ways to be able to put it out, and to kind of sort of get over, is to talk about it, and to address these issues. If they're not done, that's the thing. The matter is what happened to me is I kept so much inside, and it came out in the absolute worst possible scenario and time frame to somebody that I really wanted to prove and show myself that I'm totally different, and so I ruined that. And I guess I apologize for that as well, because I don't know how many other guys that thought were like one thing or another. But for me, the only way to be honest at this point is to do it this way, because I feel so much more comfortable and better by getting it off my chest, to the point where I don't feel guilty or sad. I'm sorry for what I said and what I did, and it was wrong, and it was inconsiderate, ruined your day, time, a lot of the, and then a ripple effect that I'm maybe not sure of. Let me know, how else did it affect you? I would love to know, so I can apologize for that, and then let you know that you never to expect that out of me again. It's just I don't have the heart to do it. Certainly a lot more reformed after my jail stint. But next thing, really, it's gift certificates. My mom owns a salon in Jenkintown. She's kind of famous for cutting a lot of wealthy people's hair. So my mom has a barbershop in Jenkintown for like 30 years at this point. So she has a lot of wealthy people that come in and get haircuts. So my mom cuts men's hair, and my mom has a manicurist and pedicurist there. So I got you, Christina, and Max gift certificates to the nail salon, because I, figured that might make you feel good for you to be able to go get your nails done, your feet done, Max can go get a haircut, and then also gift certificates to Lavender Foot Spa to go get a foot massage. You can go get a foot massage before, and then go get your feet done, or go get your feet and nails done, and then go get the foot massage, whatever. But the point is that I wanted to extend that out to you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's like from my, an apology from not just me but my family to you as well, and show it in a way of where you know I want to make it a point where I usually typically love taking care of people, pleasing people, partners, personal, intimate. I love being a good person, and I love being special and meaningful and the reason why somebody has a good day. So, and that's part of taking care of, yourself and others and stuff like that. So I figured, well, why not make you a gift, like in a way where if we were together, I can show you, hey, like that's what you could expect out of me, because I don't think I'll have that chance. I certainly, if I had one chance, I promise you, I don't think I would screw it up, but yet it's yet to be seen because I have a lot of fixing to do and then working on myself. It's a constant work in progress. So, yeah, the idea is I want you guys to be able to enjoy yourselves for the day. Go get your nails done. The address to my mom's salon is in there. It's basically two manicures, two pedicures, two foot massage appointments at Lavender Foot Spa right on Bustleton. And a certificate for Max to get a fresh cut. Moms work hard. I know probably that Christina does too. Again, I said some crazy shit to a lot of people, and didn't mean it. So I wanted to be able to apologize formally and put together stuff. But it's up to you to see if I'm being truthful or not. And then I dare you to open up the mystery box to see if it's real. I promise you it is. I promise you I would never lie or be fake to you or ever harm or you know disappoint you in that sense. But again, if only I had one more chance to be able to express that. So by all means, please enjoy the gift, enjoy the day, smile. You're definitely beautiful. You're definitely somebody that you know, wish I could have one more chance with. But that's why, if I had to apologize to one person and I, do it in this way, I'd do it to you for you. So for that reason, I wanted to make this video and express my, emotions and feelings because I thought that that would be necessary and a little bit better approach. And I really want you to enjoy, the day. Enjoy it with your friends, family, or whatever. And let me know if you solve the Rubik's Cube. I'll tell you what that unlocks. Enjoy the day. Спасибо. И я извиняюсь опять за мои поступки. Целую. Bye.